Welcome everyone, this is Evelyn, and I have a few reads for you today. I just did a beautiful guided meditation by Kenneth Soares, if you want to check it out. I was good getting up today, but then about midday I was just realizing I was getting grumpy and frustrated for no apparent reason, and it just kind of was sticking with me, which is why I just did that meditation. But you may be feeling not only your twins' energy coming up, but your children's energies, because they are expressions of you. You may be feeling their transformations coming up, because the underlying energy, as I just pulled a few cards, the underlying energy in this deck was all about the chrysalis. After I pulled the cards and looked back at it afterwards, it is all about the coming out of the chrysalis, feeling others suffering in silence, perhaps on stage. A lot of energies back and forth here and finding emotional fulfillment. The King of Wands reverse came out, which, you know, maybe might have been what your masculine was feeling, and then wanting to hermit, go within, go inside, and again dealing with work issues or co-creation issues and wanting to implement a plan, perhaps feeling a disconnect or at a distance from a little one that you want to spend time with, who is now out of the chrysalis, as the Queen of Wands perhaps goes in for some time. So very much about the child leaving the nest. A lot of that energy has been coming up this week about failure to launch, and it's showing me here that the child is now launched. And remember that they're expressions of you, they're your DNA. So let's take a few deep breaths first. If you'd like to, go ahead and send some healing to yourself or anywhere out to the world, to anyone that you love or you'd like to send healing to. Let's go ahead and take another deep breath. And one more deep breath, please. Sending lots of love and blessings out to you all. I hope you had an amazing day. It's evening here on the East Coast in the United States. And thank you all for joining me. I'm going to roll a die, see what comes up there for you. But like I said, the theme feels like it's been all week. Finally, like getting your footing after coming out of that chrysalis as a butterfly. Allowing the transformation to happen, perhaps on the first try, not being able to fly out of the tree, and then taking a few more tries, and then finally, taking flight, which is that energy now. It was interesting too, because for the numerology deck, I pulled a few cards after the ones out on the table. They were green, orange, and purple. But then right after those three cards, which were intuition, environment, and timeout, actually spiritual partnership was there as well, purple. 3 blue cards came out in a row after that. So this is the next energy to come after this reading. So we have relationship change, love partnership, and domestic harmony all together. I mean, this rarely happens where they all come up together like that. And what's showing here is the 46, which is the children in the garden loving each other. As I'm seeing the little letters that my nephew's little son had left in my pocketbook a couple weeks ago at the birthday party. So this very sweet, innocent energy coming up. The meditation I just did with Kenneth Soares, I forget how he pronounces his name, but was about bringing your current self together with your child self and your future older self. It was a really beautiful meditation. Let's see what the dice have for us today. for the twin flames. Today is the 11th of May, 2022 for the twins. We have the 10 of that high vibration of the Destiny card, as well as October. That's Libra energy for me. Also going to Scorpio. And then Venus is here as well. Again, Libra and Taurus. Of course, love. And then here we have Aries as well. So there's that push to go forward, come out of the chrysalis there. So a lot of love energy here and being called to balance both. It's like the extremes of the ram, coming out of the gate, and the other energy of that sweet, innocent child just coming out of a chrysalis, and needing to balance those polarities and bring them closer to the center with love and compassion. So, yeah, and actually, let's see what we have there. Taurus is fixed, Libra is cardinal, and so is Aries. So, there's a lot of cardinal, leadership kind of energies along with some fixed energy there. So let's see how that plays out here. I did a Metatron read this morning, and I also have the twin flame read on the table from yesterday for today. And the 11th. So 11 is justice, it's truth and balance, it's alignment, and the day adds up to 22 today, which is the Fool's energy, that open heart, taking a leap of faith, just like the birdie trying to launch out of the tree, the child trying to launch out of the nest or go out on their own. And so we're going to go into this Metatron read first. See where this is. Okay, so here's my Metatron read. Okay, the underlying energy is here. The bottom of the deck is this card. First card out is here, going across 12 cards, and then 13, 14, 15, and then 16, 17, 18, with the three underlying energies is 21, but there is a 22nd card here, and we just had the Fool's Journey come up with the 22, and this is an addendum down here, like an afterthought there message. So this is what came from the Metatron read. And this was at 11:46 to 47. Again, the 46 of the inner children and the 47 of the synchronicities, the choices, the options, heaven in your eyes, and the alignment of those energies. And the underlying card, that bottom of the deck card, was the signs and the 50, which is that 10 of cups of emotional fulfillment. And the first card out was the family. And again, the enjoyment of coming together with your family as expressions of yourself. Your children, your grandchildren are all pieces of you being shown back to you as your children and grandchildren, and being able to see the best parts of you, perhaps the worst parts too. But a joyful way of being able to see those things, but also have other people who truly understand you because they share that DNA. The colors that came up in the read today were yellow, indigo, pink, orange, silver, and white. And only fire came up. Oh no, fire and air came up as the elements. And we know that air feeds the fire, makes it bigger. So they get along well in that way. So the colors, we have this really high vibrational, compassionate energy along with the orange and yellow. So focusing on the sacral and shining your light, your confidence in your solar plexus, right? Smoothing out all the tangles in your solar plexus and just allowing yourself to be at peace. So the bee pollinating the yellow flower here, the magician manifesting as the Queen of Cups, powers them up with her light body. Her energy feeding him joy and happiness, with signs from spirit of love, happy family, and emotional fulfillment at 12:15, the hanging man and the shadow or the devil card there. Again, sharing your shadow side with your family. Family at sunrise, circles of life, self-satisfaction, and getting your wish. As the Queen of Swords, Big Bird, is trying new angles, and angels perhaps, to balance out structure and their wings, family priorities, and purging endings at sunset, to receive reflection and compassion from ancestors and galactic relatives as the sun goes down. The fire dragon, with strength of the sun, looking to the Queen of Cups to pollinate the family, or to get a carpenter to do so. And that can be a reference to Jesus. And the spring here with the family, priorities and endings, magic and wishes as the Queen of Swords, and purging as well, as she means business. The Queen of Cups, number 38, which is very much that Mary Magdalene energy, and the Fire Dragon, 19, which 19 is the half of 38, that half of her. The inner child with the weight of the world, and what's weighing on them. Hear and know me, says that inner child. Feeling the collective awakening, and the sun and the earth, the father and the mother, and the children between, the core of them, abundant creation and expansion in your life, the chakras fired up to get the inner child to be creative, inspired by the beauty in the world, emotional fulfillment and signs and synchronicities, but also don't forget the Om, the AUM, and then space between, the void, retreat, rest, and pause in that purple moon, walking away and within, to your authentic self. And who is that authentic self today? Your pure innocence, the key to your soul. Pause to come together to receive and heal. The indigo, connect with star, the whole, feeling complete and balanced, magnificent. The mystery and mastery of life and coming full circle. In that life bulb of the Page of Wands and pink compassion, self-love and nurture, loving self as you would your own child. The scallop-shaped Magdalena treat to inspire sweetness here at 12:40 to 42. The Page of Cups, the Ace of Cups, and the Two of Cups, all about sweet and new love, hanging out and seeing new perspectives. As the Divine Feminine Queen of Wands is then stretching and lunging to connect and attune to release stuck energies, and then pausing to heal and receive. Someone may be pregnant here with the Page of Wands and the Queen of Wands, or just the twinkle in your eye. 3 mothers and 3 kids here, the Queen of Cups, Queen of Swords, and Queen of Wands, the Page of Wands, and then the 6 of Cups, twins or soulmate children perhaps. Or the Queen of Swords is inner child, or pregnancy, could be twins, or just how close she is with the Page of Wands. The Queen of Wands could be dealing with her mother, or the world at large, and the collective awakening, as Excalibur is drawn from the lake in the silver moon, or union in June, the warrior of light in the purple moon, the union of the sword and the stone, where the love releases the sword, bringing them closer again. Thanksgiving each day with blessings and thanks as Spirit's connecting with me. The synchronicities and variety, or the spice market perhaps. Abundant universe in transition to fly free, breathing the ether as the sunlight whispers through the crystal that you are. Clearing house as well, lightening up perhaps 2 homes as one put together. Pink weeping willows reflect compassion of self-love, spiritual love, and new love, as above so below, an invite to the Golden Gate via the number 33, 2 pillars, 2 wings, 2 flames, pointing north on the love train. That's so funny, the train just blew the whistle. On the love train at 8:59, right, the moment before the 9 o'clock hour, which is a relationship to Jesus's death, or time on the cross. 2 pillars, 2 wings, 2 flames, pointing north on the love train, which just passed by, guys. The 40 bridge to the Golden Gate, dimensional gateway of unity consciousness. The Knight of Swords with message of truth, or knight in shining armor perhaps, with love to bring. Codependent key to freedom, when each is each other's key to freedom. Splitting up, and then trickling back down through the generations to collapse back down to source, back to the root, the original connection of you and your twin. the soul that divided, to experience separate journeys, expanding exponentially and bringing it all back together in the end, to dance and lead by example, with flame in hand and key in other, honoring the other as thyself, from dark to light on the stairway to heaven on earth, manifesting one for all and all for one, self-love, unity, reflection, and compassion, or reflecting compassion, with truth and the dance of manifestation. Review and reflect in the purple moon, the divine feminine with time out needed to see the cosmos close up, the star that mirrors you in a wake-up call. And the number 2 and 20 were coming up next to each other, which I keep seeing them together. I think I actually mentioned them both in a reading the other day with the time or the date. But 2 and 20 is the divine feminine, and then the 20 is the 0 backing up the divine feminine, or the wake-up call, and having source energy backing her up. The divine feminine and her true calling. Source backing up the high priestess and the dodecahedron, the 12 faces of 12, which is 1 and 2, the divine masculine and the divine feminine, of the 6 and 6, which is also 12, of love and love, family and community, the 2 of cups, 1-to-1 on the whispering bench, going with the flow, where the salt meets the fresh, where calm flowing waters meet crashing ocean waves, and the desert sand mounds meet the dark mountain and cliff hangers, or continuous storyline on the whispering bench, or Atlas solo spreading their light as the beacon, the lighthouse at 111, which is the magician and justice, or the alignment of truth and balance, the grounding, integrating, and mastering, or perhaps the gym, or learning how to receive love here, with waves pounding against the mountain until they get it, wearing away their sharp corners and their sharp edges, coming at them until they wear down, lessening the distance between them and the weight of the world. The horse trainer shows every day with soft whispers, with their calmness, their love, and an apple, until the wild horse decides they can trust them, and tired of being an island unto themselves, however shiny they may be to others, in the 3D lap dance, or the stacked chairs after the party, or the star who never gets to enjoy the show, or the after party, as the quote-unquote show must go on. At 119, the magician and the sun. As the King of Swords, with his purity and innocence, his white wing and diamond light, in high vibe new dawn, new day, new life, in the valley of the sun, there's no shadow of death. Welcome back to Che Array, which is Cesare, which is Caesar, for those of you who don't know. In Italian, that's a way of pronouncing Cesare. So Cesare was also the name of my child that I miscarried when I was young. And I didn't know, I spelled it phonetically because I didn't care for the spelling of Caesar, and I liked the name Cesare. So I spelled it Chezarray, which literally translates, in looking back, as home of Array. So back to Che Array, which is Cesare, Julius, and Augustus, after Scorpio eclipse 5:15 to 16, which is the devil in the tower, maybe a whopper of one, with Gemini, Cancer, and Leo. The next season's coming up, the twins home with Lionsgate, after the July, or the Jews lie, and after the August, which is the gold rush, Levi, Lubin, and Weinstock coming up, back in the U.S. of A, or us. 7/22, Mary Magdalene Day, and 8/4, Valentine's, as they called me to break down Valentine for you. And the way it came out was this: Valentine, any existence or entity to come, fly, and end, be between. The graft or bridge, the cow, bull, or ox, which could be kisses and hugs as well, in the valley, the battlefield, the plain, or the steep coastline at nightfall, a trap, election, choice, catfish, a case or downfall, or East Indian measure for silver and gold. at 146, the magician and the inner children. This trap was previously done without Jesus. The light, the wave, the mound for protection, what had shadow and force in the valley of death, is no more. Light and waves exist and align when man inside is one in unity consciousness. A light wave of kisses and hugs and compassion. It also came up as meaning IOU, tree, us, to become we, human, with house, or lie, fabrication of the family tree, that virtual reality is not real. And it was also just coming up as a tree house. That is Valentine. So now let's go back to the read on the table. The Twin Flame read, my 7-deck read, for those of you not familiar. And let me show you the read. So this is the basic read from the SIRIAN Starseed deck. And here's the full read on the table, 7 decks. Okay, and those decks, I don't say it every time, but every now and then to update people who don't usually watch. We have the Romance Angels, the Rider-Waite Mini. We have the SIRIAN Starseed deck as the main deck here. The Tarot of Sexual Magic. We have the Numerology deck back there. This is the Universal Golden Tarot and the Gilded Tarot back there. And we always pull Oracle cards at the end. So this one was cut and dealt at 351. So the 51 of the King of Swords is coming up again. That's significant. And the Master and the 3 is the Empress as well. And that mother and son energy has been coming up very much as well this week. At 402, E of Flames, the energy of flames and drama. The E is also for the divine feminine of the Eve energy. And also the Elohim comes up. And Ames also came up, but also can be the name Amy, or Amy's, or Amis, as in friends. But Ames also came up. And then what came up right away when I was dealing out the last cards here, the time is up. It's time to pay the piper. So I finished clarifying at 418, which is the Emperor and the Moon. And the major arcana was only one in the main part of the read, which is alchemy, which is the temperance card. And before the read was Luna, or the Moon. And then after the read was the Emperor, or reason, guidance, which is the Hierophant, and then transition, which is the death card. 2 cups, 3 pentacles, 3 swords, and 2 wands, which brings up the number 2332. So reflecting each other exactly, the King of Wands and the Fool's Journey. We have the King of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords were the only court cards in the read. We also had the 9 of Wands, the Wounded Warrior. And before the read, we had the 9 of Cups and the 9 of Pentacles. So again, the 2 sovereigns in emotions and in practical day-to-day life or finances. And then after the read was the Page of Swords, or the message. We had triple 9s here, so tons of compassion and endings here. It's the Hermit as well as the Collective in one. And then we had the double 10s of keeping that vibration high, as well as double 1s, 3s, and 4s. The double 3 is very significant here. The Christ vibration, the 7 of Wands, standing up for oneself without getting triggered. The 44 of the 4 of Cups, grounding, integrating, and mastering of receiving of love. And the 11 of Justice, truth and balance. And we also had 13 of the Death card, 34, which is the 8 of Wands, that energetic exchange, and the arrows of love. 45 of the 5 of Cups, the Purging card for me. 49 of the Get Your Wish card, the 9 of Cups, of self-satisfaction. The 57 of the 3 of Swords, the separation or disappointment or heartbreak. And that can also be a minor surgery or even bad weather at times. And then 79 is for me is the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. And 910, begin again and again and again. Every time you leave the heart space, remember to come back to center again in the present moment. The code line was all about spiritual partnership, which was coming up separated into SP and then irritual. So it's, for me, I was getting the irritation ritual, which I was actually feeling today. It's funny because I did this yesterday. And then partnership was coming up as par and then teenership. So the code line was all about the number 13 with 10 and 3. 13 is the death card, transition card, the ending, the foot into the next cycle. And this is the way the messages came up. Fish without having to snatch it from the air. So it's that energy. Oh, I didn't get this yesterday, but when I just said this, which birds was it? The eagle doesn't go under the water. The seagull, that's like an eagle, is a much smaller bird, but they are able to go under the water and get their fish, as opposed to the eagle who just kind of swipes from the surface. And that kind of energy was coming up here. The fish without having to snatch it from the air, right? The eagle doesn't want to have to go under the water, right? Without jumping, or to fish without criticism, or to become stiff. I-10 was coming up, as well as food, or someone's foe or enemy may be off balance, or maybe that is your enemy is becoming unbalanced, or the fish right there. Fish food may be coming together, right? But that's, it's like fish food is like, what the scum of the bottom of the earth, the stuff that, sinks to the bottom, that kind of energy is coming up. The fish food coming together. And to lament, to mourn or to cry and wail, but without us. The irritual of the turnership, the teenership, or the tenership. And ership is like a mercy ship type of energy. So the teens, the Tina Turner type of energy, what's love got to do with it? And the tenor is also coming up here. Then SP was coming up, SP, which can be spelling, starting price or selling price, state police, shore patrol, short program, state park, spur, soft point, suppressive person, slow play, and superintendent all came up there. And again, what's par? Par for the course. And again, what's love got to do with it, with Tina Turner and Ike? Maybe the starting price was par, so it was okay. Or a suppressive person here, irritating the mercy ship for teens, turners, or tenors here. Also, UFO is coming up. The UFO to hold, to keep tenfold, to give birth to, or young horse, coming together to mourn without us, or to take the high road, 309, and just be, or just exit in taking the high road. Again and again, that's that observation energy. And remember, 309 comes up literally as the THR is 309. It's also threonine, a vitamin that you might want to take, but you can look that up if you'd like. But literally, threonine is spelled 309. And 309 also represents the 369, but that we're in the 6 energy of the 4D right now, right? 1, 2, 3 is the 3D, 4, 5, 6 is the 4D, and then 7, 8, 9 is the 5D. The message also coming up as tooth. Tooth, tusk, or horn in the mouth. So maybe someone's in the dentist right now, or getting some dental work done. Or maybe a weird tooth. Maybe you saw someone who has a weird tooth in their mouth, or noticing something in someone's mouth, whether it's your mouth or a family member's mouth or a pet's mouth, or just seeing something weird. Like what is that? Like, what is that UFO that doesn't belong there? Destined high vibration, a young horse or a young boy to help push or pull the tub. So someone might be getting help from a young boy. Like a ship's hand type of energy, or on the farm, someone to help with the barn, that kind of stuff. So grieving without spiritual partnership here. A show of power, to wrestle with bright shiny photon light. So again, the gamma rays coming in from the sun as well, tenfold. All 3 hearts taking the high road to stand up for spiritual partnerships. which is interesting because the meditation I just did was the, your older self, your present self, and your younger self. So it's like your three hearts coming together as one. Also a show of power, having been warmed up, a show of power of expanding and contracting while being off balance or being on one leg, trying to balance, and all coming together to take the high road for a meal or perhaps something that takes balls to do. Also, the Christ footprint was coming up, perhaps to stink the most. The foul coming together to grieve without us, right? To have to go through this grief without each other. Or the young horse or boy who's happy to grieve without us, or take the high road, as Jesus did in the spiritual partnership. The UFO toggles up the most, reflecting while off balance with all, and yet coming together to take the high road, to stand and descend to us as Jesus did. So again, saying thank you to our ET friends who do come in to help us correct the balance of the planet, or enter as a human as Jesus did. So thank all of our ET friends or relatives who are coming in to help us bring the planet back into balance in order to ascend. Okay, so again, the UFO toggles up the most of all of us, right? So we meditate to toggle up, to get into that energy, but the UFO toggles up the most, reflecting while off balance with all, the whole planet, and yet coming together to take the high road, to stand up for us and descend to us as Jesus did in spiritual partnership. The UFO, also famous servant Christ, reflecting with our off-balanced human world to bring joy and purge with us in spiritual partnership. So again, thanking Jesus for leading the way in this ascension as well, to be present with us while we go through all this purge, and to have to be present to all of that. So then the first card out for the read was the Ace of Cups reversed at 5:22, which is the 5 of the Hierophant, the 22, it's 9:18 on the clock, I just looked up, happens to be my birthday. The 9 and 18 is the Hermit and the Moon. And June is coming up again. 5:22, the Hierophant and the Fool's Journey, and the commitment to that. And beneath the Ace of Cups here, which the Ace of Cups is the underlying energy here, this top big card with the little cards on top. Oh, that's my little my clearing tuner wants to be heard. So I hope that helped clear your air a little bit. The little one wanted to be seen. So below the Ace of Cups reversed was the 9 of Cups reversed, the Moon upright, the 4 of Cups upright, the 10 of Cups reversed, and then the 9 of Pentacles reversed. Unhappy with self or being alone, at night or full moon eclipse, Cancer, grounding, integrating, and mastering love, or boredom, with the 10 of Cups reversed, family, with the 9 of Pentacles reversed, dependent, or loss of power, or big expenses, or perhaps a big purchase to deal with, which also always stresses people out, or unhappy without financial support, or a practical partner to do things with, overwhelmed, dumped, or in need of love, or purging feeling of rejection, wishing upon a star at night, the 9 of Cups reversed, the 10 of Cups reversed, and the 9 of Pentacles all in a row right here, pushed to the limit of overwhelming emotions, rejection, dumped on, sweating it out, unhappy family, and our ungrateful kids, bringing good news and leading the way, and then doing all the work themselves while the Queen of Pentacles upright just sits there enjoying her stuff or sitting pretty, watching him about to keel over, or leading is the slave driver to the help, who's the slave, or trying to push her away, but she just ignores them. The Empress reversed is over being in a leadership position, settling out, or retiring and being charitable and strong, taming the beast, or with pet, or holding a pet over the Queen of Pentacles' head, with Cancer upright, Taurus reversed, Leo upright, and the Queen of Pentacles with an ill mother or no mother, or with Taurus settling out with Leo or child, or an inheritance distribution here. The Chariot receiving the truth from the Queen of Cups upright, or about reaping rewards or retirement. And the Chariot can be a Cancer person. It can be a car. Maybe someone's yelling at their car. They're telling their car off. So again, the Chariot receiving the truth from the Queen of Cups, or about reaping rewards or retirement. Daydreaming, focusing on the heart and love, while the Empress reversed and the King of Wands upright, and the High Priestess reversed, seeing synchronicities or having options, but confusion may be causing conflict, and the King of Wands finally walks away free from the Empress reversed and the High Priestess reversed, which can be, a mother or aunt, or two aunts perhaps, or female bosses here. It could be an aide, a nurse, or religious counsel with the mother as well, or lack of funds and lack of intuition here. A standoff or demonstration, or finding the one and then fighting for it by walking away from conflict. Taking a gamble, even if sparks fly, and then thinking to themselves, which may actually be a plus here. Putting out all the staff, or just letting them fight amongst themselves and saying, smell you later, have fun. So again, not being part of the fight or the disagreement. Or this could be in a distribution too, saying, I'm not going to decide. You guys just go ahead and fight amongst yourselves over it. I'm getting out of here. Taking a leap with pup, bag, and flower, or man of the hour, leaving an auction or all must go event. The Four of Cups, grounding, integrating, and mastering the receiving of love from the soulmate, and this could be the one. After a sudden event, epiphany, or sexual exchange, floating coin and post-war PTSD and looting, or Jack fell down and broke his crown and Jill came tumbling after. There was no strong foundation and little savings, or skyline view and everybody dancing the song Shout a little bit louder, shout, right? So I was coming up from Animal House. Say that you love me, say that you need me. And Animal House, oh what a mess. Tired of keeping it afloat. Going down with this ship. Oh well. Strong-arming the beast, pushing their agenda, Leo and Aquarius, or baby gets her way. The Queen of Swords reversed may be resentful of the man in the mirror, or a wife who's jealous of the child getting all the attention from the King of Cups. Father, at 558, the Hierophant and the Four of Swords, the rest on break, or 5D connect, and scorned Aquarius may be feeling cheated, perhaps together but distant or apart and missing each other. At 5:59, again, that 11th hour energy before the 6th this time, tulips by the window, or two red things, anyway, not sure what they are, while sneaking out at night, leaving the flame burning on pins and needles with ears ringing, or sneaking out to be with another while he with kids and dessert and doesn't bring me flowers anymore. Or teen sneaks out while parents are occupied, with Cancer upright, Taurus, Pisces reversed, and Scorpio reversed, Aries and Leo upright, as well as Aquarius here, with adventure, number 55, in the truth, and beneath that completion with the number 9. Perhaps they tripped up or messed up, or an adventure in truth for once, and dropping the facade, the act. And with a paddywhack here, give a dog a bone. This old man came rolling home at 6:06. The lovers, or two sets of lovers, or peace in love, family, and community. And then we have them feeling insecure without their tools, or without having emotional tools, post-war in love, but without having manifested savings perhaps, or withholding from the Ten of Cups after death and need of peace here. With Virgo or Gemini and Scorpio reversed, all of them, big love, no money, or offer, but emotional cycle is done, or happy ending after a death without peace, or near-death experience, or the never-ending story in need of peace without a dark cello, or hippies on the front lawn, or the knitting circle with the cat, or the manipulator post-war, or someone being manipulated to sell their boat. Pushed to the limit, overwhelmed, purging or sweating it out, or dumping a load and free to leap, post-war with the King of Cups, in breaking up, juggling act, or partnership. Free from the Queen of Swords reversed and the Knight of Swords reversed, or school's out for the summer, and that could be kids acting up, or free from verbal abuse or complainers, free from creditors, perhaps Aries is, or the Emperor settling out with the Empress reversed, and or with secret passion between the Emperor and the King of Swords upright, and perhaps a sister as well, or just suffering in silence and all in the family. With the Two of Pentacles reversed, the Two of Pentacles start actually they're coming up as the Star, and the Queen of Pentacles with the King of Swords, inspired by a breakup out in the cold, broken or lovers in the cold together, the world complete, or theirs is anyway, the Divine Feminine, Pisces, and Libra, or Justice, losing patience, or for fallen angel coming together in twist of fate, perhaps through work with issues at work, the Star or dreams, and the Emperor present to their sister, or suffering in silence of the King of Swords with the Page of Swords, or with a message of the Ten of Wands, Atlas, the burden, or father and child to take on the load or work it out with the King of Pentacles, with the Ten of Pentacles reversed, family, business, or community dysfunction or loss, perhaps a death, an end, a dark night, or transition here, with the Emperor Star with vision, but stressed out. The King of Swords may be articulate and a hard worker, or doing all the work, and the King of Pentacles here may be settling out in death, or the Grim Reapers come to collect. Walking right over the old man, the preacher, enough time to grieve, now it's time to pay the piper, settle up, or the tainted preacher is under arrest, or perhaps collapsed, or the tax man came in, perhaps advertising compassion, but not showing it in the end, with Aquarius and Aries upright and Scorpio here at 631, the lovers and the conflict here, or perhaps a little bit of a battle. And definitely those cards came up in a section like pyramid style here, where the Emperor is the Star. I mean, he could be Aquarius there too, but he's present to the suffering and silence of others, or perhaps to his own suffering, or just really irritated. And then we have the King of Swords with his message and hard work, or his message about the burden, or maybe he's complaining about it. And then the King of Pentacles with the issues with the money, like he's the money guy. And then the death. So there's either a death in this partnership, there may be a death of one of these men, or this is just the end of putting up with everybody's crap and someone's walking out of there, whether they like it or not. You know, they're just kind of like walking right over. But I feel like it's because they've been putting up with too much and they're not allowing people to manipulate them anymore, including the religious leader or anyone else. And maybe someone faints on purpose, right, to pretend like something's wrong so they can get their way. It's kind of like in, what was the movie with Jennifer Lopez? Is it Monster-in-Law? You know, she pretended to faint so she'd get her way. That kind of energy is coming up here, except for with a man instead. So the Knight of Pentacles reversed is stuck or stubborn or unable to function, perhaps dumped or purging and overwhelmed in need of peace, perhaps leaving on break or taking a rest for sun and fun or vacation with kids, or 5D connection with their sunshine, the Divine Feminine, or Leo and Pisces, trapped by the Ten of Cups reversed family and their unhappiness in a divorce, or the end of an emotional cycle, with Justice or Libra receiving runaways, or perhaps receiving stolen merchandise or stolen ideas from a lover or Gemini, or the Knight of Wands is rushing in for the rescue again to their lover, Page of Cups reversed, that may have been rejected. And the lover can just be affections too, like if someone's running in to save the day with the kids again, when they should let them figure it out on their own instead. But this can be a lover or those of affection, like children, coming in to the Page of Cups reversed and the King of Cups upright post-war. And that can be a father and child, or two siblings. There may be a big age difference there, or just two water signs. But they're, you know, the Page of Cups is reversed. They may be feeling rejected by the King of Cups. But actually, there's narcissistic I don't want to say exploration, but that's what it looks like what I wrote. Maybe that's supposed to be said. The narcissist may be exploring here. The one who steals, lies, and cheats, or hurts and disappoints, and then acts as the savior, rescuing you post-war. Taking affections from the Page of Cups reversed, rejected. One with the Six of Cups, loving children, heartbroken or disappointed, and then separated from the King of Wands, reaping rewards. Of the Hermit, shedding light on them, and Nat just showed up. Unforgettable. Something's unforgettable. Unforgettable, that's what you are. The King of Wands reaping rewards, of the Hermit shedding light on them. And now the King of Wands is cutting the Chariot off at the pass, with Leo, Pisces, Libra, Gemini, Sag upright, and Pisces reversed. The foundation is the Ten of Pentacles reversed, family, business, or community with dysfunction or loss, and the King of Swords, perhaps with his sister or suffering in silence, perhaps distraught, with secret passion of the Emperor, or Pisces reversed and Aries upright, or parent with I want to say an audience, parent with an audience or child, or the Emperor's sister is not well and staying with them, or the King of Swords with news of loss for the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, or community, and the Emperor may be standing strong, but the Pisces reversed is not. The central energy is alchemy reversed at 647, the Lovers and the synchronicities, or seeing heaven in your eyes, having choices here, perhaps confusing, but this is the fallen angel, losing patience or losing their temper, dumped or dumped on, or lack of integrity in this Ten of Pentacles family, business, or community that comes out here. The Star, Aquarius, or dreams of a child, of the Page of Pentacles, to study or do research, to awaken and see a new perspective, or travel and take the show on the road. And this could be, parents' dreams for their children as well, or it could be this child's dream for themselves. Or Capricorn or Pisces reversed, with Cancer, Sag, and Virgo all upright, maybe coming together to meet up. The Lovers, the Stars, the Page of Cups reversed, and the Page of Pentacles upright, perhaps twins or kids, awake and ascending, navigating or at the helm, or a tiny ship was tossed. If not for the courage of the fearless crew, the minnow would be lost. The King of Wands with the drive and inspiration, or child just like them, and hermit with light and guidance, or child star sees the light with fond memories and heartbreak, and the impatient to have some fun and bring this group together, to share and or settle. The challenge being the Three of Cups upright, of coming together without love, but inspired by offer of time, money, and effort, or groups offer to the Page of Wands after dumped or overwhelmed. At 657, the Lovers and the Three of Swords, of separation or disappointment. The Queen of Wands with issues at work, and the King of Cups ending pain so they can reunite. Or the King of Cups may be paying for the girls' night out or going away party in a painful ending here, or paying for them to get massages or go to the spa, or to compensate for no love that's been offered, or settling at home, or for a house, detoxing in prison with the Knight of Swords reversed and the Queen of Wands at night with the Hierophant, and good news with peaceful travels, or to bring the Hermit back after energetic exchange, or a lot of back and forth, whether that's communication or travel. At 706, the Chariot and the Lovers, after that sudden event, epiphany, or sexual exchange, with sunshine, exposure, vacation with dependence, or exposing a big purchase, or suddenly seen as powerless at 707. That's the two Chariots ascending, with Scorpio reversed and Leo upright here, which can reference the eclipse on the 15th to the 16th too, with Scorpio energies. And then Sagittarius reversed, challenged by bringing the Knight of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords, who are both reversed here, together after heartbreak and separation, or perhaps someone who had a heart attack. And now is the Divine Feminine's heart in the E-Tower, offering love that just gets dumped out, or finding the cup has more effect when it's dumped on the Knight of Wands lover or Sagittarius upright and Gemini upright, or perhaps finding that it has more effect when pushing their buttons or cooling them off, or with cool rain, so cooling them off. This was also coming up with the energy from The Who. Is it The Who? No, not The Who. So cool rain's coming up from The Who, and Love Rain on Me. But also the song, if a man could be two places at one time, I'd be with you. And I can't remember right now, but there's a line in there where it says, she pours herself on me, and that was exactly the image of what this energy was. So again, the Divine Feminine's heart in the E-Tower offering love that just keeps getting dumped out. So why is she offering this love if it's getting dumped out? Or finding the cup that's being dumped out has more effect when it's being dumped on the Knight of Wands lover or Saggy and Gemini upright, or pushing their buttons to cool them off, or cool rain, and laying cards out on the table with good news, and the Empress leading the way, receiving a passionate offer from a group once they've had it out with each other. At 7:15, the Chariot and the Devil, or the group opens up a spot for them to come in. The Queen of Swords reversed may be imprisoned in detox with the Knight of Swords reversed, King of Pentacles trying to bring together the Knight of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords, or him and the Queen of Swords reversed, which can be that Knight and Queen both reversed. The Divine Feminine's heart out in the cold, or left behind, injured with no recourse, manipulated by romance, or dogs howling at the full moon, unable to manifest, or stuck with Dream Girl, the Divine Feminine or Pisces gift or presence. Or Pisces Queen of Wands may be powerless to narcissistic Hierophant, Taurus, marriage, or old man, or powerless to cancer treatment at the hospital, who ultimately doesn't care about them, or that's their perspective right now, at 7:23, which is the Chariot and the King of Wands, or Taurus upright and Aquarius reversed, or poor judgment, or needing to swallow their pride, a man with two lovers dumping, or dumping on the Dark Priestess reversed, or secret passion, and yet the Hermit is bringing them peace in energetic exchange after sudden event exposed and powerlessness to it. Out of options, but for the King of Pentacles just to be with the Queen of Cups. And soon as the Three of Swords, the death of a salesman at 7:27, the Chariot and the Ace of Wands, death of a salesman, or the Queen of Wands at the hospital waiting for surgical news of Scorpio upright, Sag, and Libra reversed, standing up to the staff as dissatisfied with a procedure or with heartbreak. And again, that could be, the difficult part of a doctor having to come out and tell a family that the surgery didn't work out or somebody passed away. There could be a disappointment, separation, or new information, or clarity about one who's at guilt, or only feeling guilty after the fact. Never would have come forward if they hadn't been called out on it. At 7:30, the Chariot and the Union or House. Or three people in surgery or dealing with issues at work, Scorpio or Dark Knight, and Sagittarius reversed, Fallen Angel, and Libra reversed, and the Queen of Wands with the Page of Cups, perhaps seeing them all as a disappointment. Or just the sad scene of when someone doesn't make it through surgery or a heart attack. Or the Queen of Wands not taking any shit from anyone at work anymore. And somebody could be watching, like Grey's Anatomy on TV and seeing this kind of stuff go on as well. At 7:34 is the Chariot and the Eight of Wands. The Four of Swords is upright with the twin flames here. In 5D connection, taking a rest or on break. That can be meditating or praying as well. As the Page of Wands may be inspired and excited for the wounded warrior to surrender and see all that glitters is gold and find peace. Or may they rest in peace, taking a break from what's not working to offer time, money, and effort to detox self or the wounded warrior who's surrendering here. At 7:35, the Chariot and the wounded warrior. Flirt comes up here as well as staying optimistic or just excited for a vacation, shopping, or to detox, in a spa kind of way. We have Aries upright, Sag and Capricorn reversed here. Around the twins, or how they're seen, is the Five of Wands upright, which can be conflict or waves of flames or drama, fighting, sports, games, acting, the pursuit of happiness. The truth presented here to disconnect or disconnected, Ten of Pentacles reversed, family, business, community dysfunction, and needing to swallow their pride and get over themselves and stop pretending not to know. They were given the information and clarity, and now they have it again. They know. And the block here is the Knight of Swords reversed, holding their tongue, the verbal abuse, the silent treatment, the lying and spying and cheating and secrets. And the Fool is now free from all of that, free from Aquarius reversed or other air signs. And the spiritual partnership, intuition, the green environment, and time out at 741, the Chariot, and self-love, spiritual love, new love of the Ace of Cups. The Two of Cups reversed in a breakup, disconnect, or distance, and flirting, or showing off, perhaps rubbing their flirtation in another's face, or trial separation to have sex with other people. The Wounded Warrior reversed surrenders to energetic exchange, and that's the Rolling Stone as well, with secret passion after sudden exposure and powerlessness. Out of options with the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups, both upright here. Perhaps the man with two lovers may be dumping one, and the Emperor is leaving the Wounded Warrior behind. In energetic exchange or arrows of love or just lots of back and forth with the Queen of Cups upright, perhaps with Pisces in their chart, and the Emperor offering the diamond in the rough, or time, money, and effort to guidance, marriage, religion, establishment, or Taurus. With the Page of Swords upright, message of death or ending, and dark night or transition through the portal. Stepping it up to rip the Band-Aid off, perhaps in an adventure with the truth. And Excalibur at 747, the Chariot, and the synchronicities, or perhaps heaven in their eyes. The Sovereign's reversed or dependent, triggering the Ten of Pentacles reversed, family, business, or community on break, perhaps on rest with drama, with the Knight of Pentacles reversed, fallen angel, perhaps lost patient, someone might have lost a patient, and then the challenge being the Three of Cups coming together to separate, or coming together only to be disappointed, or surgery that doesn't work or work out, with the Knight of Swords reversed, lashing out or holding their tongue, reaping rewards of the Divine Feminine's heart. The Wounded Warrior surrenders to the Emperor with lots of back and forth about offering a payoff, perhaps to a Hierophant, religion, establishment, marriage, or Taurus, with message to Scorpio, or about the end, or a death, or stepping it up to make it quick, short, and sweet. At 752, the Chariot and the Queen of Swords. Perhaps powerless and purging, the Knight of Pentacles reversed, unable to function, without peace. And the Ten of Pentacles reversed, family, business, or community, with the fallen angel, losing patience, or lost patient, or temper. And the challenge being coming together with the Divine Feminine's heart in 5D connection and on break, at rest. Heartbroken in separation with dramatic group, holding their tongue or lashing out, until the Wounded Warrior surrenders, or says, I give, or surrenders all control and energetic exchange to offer a new life, or a diamond in the rough, to guidance, Hierophant, establishment, religion, or Taurus, from Aries upright and Hierophant, with message to Scorpio to step it up, or message cutting them off because they are done. At 8 o'clock on the nose, a lot of source energy backing up the 8 of the dance, which is also strength, inner and outer strength and manifestation. How do you know? How do you know? All right, so then let's pull a card here. Pull the Shaman Dreams as a takeaway for this read. 9:44 on the clock, which is the Hermit, and the 44 of grounding, integrating, and mastering of love. In numerology, it's also the Atlas energy in a social worker kind of sense. Okay, what is our takeaway from this read today? We have repairing the veil, forgiveness. The 45, which is also the purging card for me, the 5 of Cups. Right? Grieving loss, regret, guilt, shame, the past, whatever it is for you. And forgiveness in order to tie everything back together here. And again, the energy of death and it's time to pay the piper is coming up as well. Okay? So this card is also coming up, Will-o'-the-Wisp, treasures hidden in the shadows. And this is the prison. And again, the chrysalis has been coming up as the prison, and now the chrysalis is done. So the butterfly has been freed, and now comes the repairing of the situation, right? But there are treasures hidden in the shadows here. Whatever happened within this imprisonment, you know, there were treasures that came out of that. And now repairing the veil with forgiveness. And that could literally be somebody getting out of prison as well. Oh, that's interesting. So this card wasn't supposed to be in this deck, but look at that. The gazelle comes up here, the 9 of spring. You've worked hard, and what you've created is impressive and worthy of protecting. Annoying challenges may pop up. Don't worry. You'll get through them, just as you have in the past. So no worries. Just little challenges for you. And that came up with the winter's dream. That's the gestation period of being in the chrysalis, and that being done now. With the 63, the suffering and silence in the chrysalis. And you may be bumping into some of that old energy again. But they're saying, don't worry. You'll get through it. It's just a little snag. And you might feel like, you know, doing some spring cleaning as well. The bottom of the deck is the farther gate, the bold step forward, as the sun shines in the cave here, the truth. And again, the adventure with truth, right? For those who haven't been dealing with the truth, right? Going on a little adventure of what it's like to live life in the truth. And beneath that is the covenant, the sacred contract, the 7 of the chariot, of the feminine within the masculine ascending together. And the contract that is blank, because they create their own way. The farther gate, the bold step forward to let the sun shine in, right? It's like the cracking open of the mountain, the cave, in order to come out and let the sun shine in. Let the sun shine in the sun. And you notice in this card, there's 2 suns. Here's the sun, but this is the sun as well. There's some energy about the eclipse, but it's more than that, because you know, we're at that rotation where our universe has a reflection too. So our matching sister universe or twin universe, it takes so long for them to come together. There's that energy of the 2 universes coming together and then being able to see both suns. That's coming together as well. So as the twins come together, it's like our universes are coming together. So I don't know if there's going to be some news about, you know, new sightings of reflecting the other universe, because I know there has been news about that in the past couple of years about, you know, seeing new planets and suns coming in. I don't know what the specifics are around them, but I have heard information about the twin universe coming closer to us. But again, it takes many, you know, millions of years for this to happen. I don't know what the cycle is. So should be interesting to see what happens there. Let's see what the energy deck has for you guys. But that's the message I'm getting, is there's 2 suns here. And that can reference, you know, 2 boys as well. It's like making a discovery in the cave, like they cracked open the cave and they finally found it. They found the gate to get there. The opening in the cave, the pearly gates as well, the way forward, how to get in there to get out. Oh, they came right up. These all just fell in my lap together. Let's see what they are. The bottom of the deck is the man holding a heart, the 45 again. So it's confirmed right there. We're going through a purge right now of grieving process of coming together and forgiveness. And we have the 53 of the magician in the mirror. This came up the other day with the masculine in between and the dark mother on the other side. And this is, again, taking a step back to see the big picture of being present in the moment. You know, this is that energy of someone being woken up in the middle of the night. The 53, but the Knight of Swords is reversed in this read, right? The bad news, or someone who's verbally abusive, and the need to take a step back and be present in the moment. And the 13 of the financial constraints, which doesn't have to be financial. This can be any kind of lack of something. But there could be death here with the 13, some kind of ending or transition or financial constraints, or perhaps, you know, food shortages coming up. And then we have the 7th chakra here of Archangel Uriel, which is the 41 of the Ace of Cups, but she doesn't look very happy, does she? You know, it's finding your dreams coming true and then finding out it's not really satisfying. It's not really you. It's perhaps what you thought you were supposed to do growing up or what your parents pushed you to do. And having taken all that time, or finally achieving your dreams and not being able to go forward because of issues right now going on in the world. And this could be challenges between a father and their daughter as well. That they don't see things the same way. So it's like he needs to take a step back and see the bigger picture. And she needs to stop. She's seeing the negative in the situation. And he needs to stop seeing the details close up with the child and take a step back at the condition of the world right now. Or maybe he is the perspective and he needs to see her perspective. But it's about these two having very different perspectives and coming together. So she's in a perspective of lack and he's in the perspective of the world, or needing to take a step back to see the big picture and bring these two together here. You know, and this could be the one in the middle, the man holding a heart, or perhaps the man holding a heart is the man here, the magician in the mirror, feeling very sad that he can't work it out with the crown chakra over here. Or this could be, you know, a child graduating, obviously, because it's that time of the year. Maybe they didn't get to do their graduation gift that they promised. Maybe they don't have the money to do it now after the past couple of years. So it could be some things like that. Or maybe they don't have enough money to go to the college that she wanted to go to. So there's definitely some child things coming up. But that was coming up on both sides with the feminine and the masculine, but it's coming up more as the masculine now here. Maybe really feeling it. I might as well pull a Journey of Love card for you guys. So again, the butterflies who are free to fly is also referencing the children. And the children going through things and realizing that you may be feeling what they're going through as well as what your twin's going through. But the kids are finding their footing, especially those kids of age to be going through their own awakening and maybe have gone through a lot with you, or now going through some stuff that they're finally being released from. And you feeling it for them, like that release. But you know, there can be little reverbs coming back. So let's see here. Journey of Love. What is our takeaway? Journey of Love. Okay. We have the falling, the 14, and being light as a feather. At the bottom of the deck is the yin-yang lover and bending over way backwards, right, to try to please somebody else. It has to be balanced here, though. So there's the energy of the Statue of Liberty, which is like her in the cards. So that's like this card here, of the daughter here, Statue of Liberty, bending over backwards to do everything perfectly. And for what? Maybe she's not getting what she was promised. So that's the underlying energy. And then this card came out, and then this one came out, the Man of the Earth, Woman of the Sky, right? Because I see things very differently. But there's the feminines again, laying all their hair out for the masculine, right? This is like a connection for them, putting all their hair on the line for the masculines, trying to see the light at the end of the tunnel, being light as a feather. So let's see what the 14 has to say for you guys. Falling. Don't worry, you may fear you're falling, but it's just your soul diving deeper into the ocean of bliss. Are you sensing parts of your life flying away from you, out of your control? As the momentum of your divine surrender takes over and becomes more powerful than the old adhesive between you and what no longer serves? Laugh, cry, celebrate, and ponder. Whether it makes sense or not, you are like a perfectly ripe fruit falling from the universal tree, succulent and ready to be enjoyed for all that you are. If you wait any longer, this moment will be lost and you'll end up on the ground, having to decay and go to seed in order to start the whole process again. This is not so bad, but what a shame if your sweet nectar was not to be savored by a hungry world. You deserve to be declared the most delicious, juicy fruit that ever was. So fall. You'll end up exactly where you're meant to be. This oracle contains a message for you. You're being called closer into divine union. and into the fulfillment of your destiny now. It's safe for you to trust what's happening. Go with it. It might seem like you're being asked to take a leap of faith. It's the right timing for that. It's your time to give yourself in love without holding back anything of yourself. Is it wrong to love, to feel what I hold inside? The answer must wait. So again, you may be feeling those falling kind of energies, but you know that you're okay. Okay, take a deep breath. Remember to drink water if you haven't had any today, only if you want, and to get your rest only if you want, and that joy in nature, just a little reminder to show yourself some love and be good to yourself. Rise and be love, you guys. Bye.